BTCC inspired race. Went to see the BTCC with a couple of mates at the weekend. Had a really good time, really enjoyed it. So here I am to have a go myself and set up a little race inspired by what I saw. So obviously we're going to be at Donington Park, which is where we're watching. We're going to go 1 o'clock for the session time start. Spring, yeah. We won't bother with the 2 weather slots, just 1, and we'll make it just, what's that, light cloud. That's pretty much what it was all day. Starting type standing, everything looks okay there. Just make sure, I'm not going to bother with qualifying or practice. You know Donington Park well enough. I'm going to be in the McGann touring car. It's not perfectly set up as a touring car racing, so there isn't enough touring cars in these on Project Cars 2. Felt a little bit easier last time, so I'm going to put it on 110 for the difficulty. Opponent aggression right up to the top. Everyone's in the same class cars. Just want to make sure this is alright. Yep, so I'll start in 20th. So I've got quite a bit of work to do, and all I need to do now is just make sure we've got enough laps. So 24 laps is a bit too many for this track, so I'll go for something more like 15. There was red flags and safety cars and all sorts going on pretty much in every race at the weekend, so I didn't actually notice how long the races were meant to be. So I'm going to go about 15 laps. I think that's about right. So without much further ado, let's hit start and load it all up and have a go at Donington Park with a load of other touring cars as we battle our way through Crane Curves, the old hairpin, and yeah, it's a brilliant track. I absolutely love Donington. I've been round it on a track day before in my Clio 197. It was torrential rain the day I went, but probably still to this day one of the best track day experiences I've ever had, and I've done quite a few. Just because of the rain, in fact. Proper track, big old track, Donington, proper national track. Quite a long track as well, really wide. But yeah, it was a challenge in the rain, and going down Crane Curves and keeping your footing was scary, for want of a better phrase. Very, very scary. So without much further ado, tuning's unstable. I won't mess about with any tuning. In fact, what I will do is just make sure I ain't got way too much fuel in the car. So quickly skip through to fuel. So we've got 14 laps, so it's a good job I looked. So I've set it up for 15 lap race, so I'll put it on 17 just to make sure I've got plenty of fuel. Save that, and then we're on our way. So, here we go.
Okay, focus on the lights. Let's try and make up some ground off the line. Keep it clean.
Using the sequential shifter, waiting for the lights, and here we go. Straight into it. Wheel spinning first. No finesse on the throttle from me there, so I'm dropping back straight away. Looking at the beamer in the rear view mirror, make sure I defend to him, even though I'm on the outside, give space on the inside, just work my way around, find a bit of a gap, and then head to the inside for Crane Curves. Want to be on the inside right at the bottom of here when we get to the final corner at the bottom. Push him out of the way, down on the grass a little bit, go wide through the bottom of Craners, and then down into the old hairpin. Oh, God no. So I've got it all messed up as the guy in front went slowly and I tried to avoid him. So lap 1, everyone's pretty close together, and it's touring car style here on the Project Cars for this AI, so side by side in front of me. See if I can get involved in that. I'm going to go to the outside, brake early enough to get a good run out of the corner. Oh, I've gone wide with understeer. Oh no, I'm on the grass. So just ran it too wide out of that corner and got on the grass. Maybe I should have had a practice lap or 2 before just going straight into this. But there we go, that's all part of the fun. So AI seemed really slow coming out of the corners for some reason, and mid-corner. So just having to wait there instead of putting my foot down and getting a good run out. I have nowhere to go. Could have maybe dropped down into second gear for that first corner then. It's a while since I've been in the touring cars round here, so trying to pick up how to drive the car again as I go. Load up the weight on the tyres nice and early there so I can get quite clean through there. I've got a slow down penalty, so I should be able to just lift off into here and lose that. So I'm not able to challenge for the position because I've got to try and lose that penalty, which is still there. So I'll slow down again. Still not lost that penalty, so I've been given a proper penalty because of it. I'm going to restart, although it's not the best thing to do since I'd already started and I just wanted one go at it, but it hadn't gone brilliantly at the beginning there. Should have maybe had a bit of practice so I knew what I were going to be in for. But anyway, let's restart and give ourselves a better chance. Try a bit harder into T1. So another bad start. Felt even worse actually. Wheels spinning off the line again. Been playing too much Gran Turismo. I've forgotten how to start properly in these cars, where it actually makes a bit of difference what you do. Gran Turismo, you can pretty much flank your foot and you get a half decent start. You've got to be careful of a little bit of wheel spin, but you really get going in Project Cars 2. Just getting into the back of the guy in front there, and it's ended up on the inside of me now. So just try and get it nice and tidy into there. Managed to avoid the guy in front and actually pick up a place. So that was quite good. So everyone noticeably quite slow as I say that. Someone just pretty much stops in front of me. Slow on this first lap, and then no doubt as the race goes on they'll be really hard to catch. So everyone just bunching up on the first lap, and the AI probably compensates a little bit too much for that. So just trying to catch the guy in front now. A big stream of cars in front of me. There's loads of positions to be had so long as I catch up. Gone a little bit deep into the corner there, so someone down the inside because of that. But I managed to get a better run out, down Craners. This is the corner in the wet that was scary on the actual track day. That bit there, always wanted to go on you. Being front wheel drive, the car that was driving, it was scary. Because you ended up lifting off a little bit in the wet, so you got a little bit of lift off oversteer, and that was even worse. It was one of those that, like, what am I meant to do through here without killing myself? So I've got the tyres nearly up to temperature, back right tyres still cold. God, this guy behind me is just absolutely blown up behind me down that straight, so side by side through the last chicane. And now he's dropped back as well, so he's completely ruined my last corner, dropped me back even further from the guys in front, and then he's dropped back off me just to make it even worse. So we're on lap 3 now, 15. I need to try and get the pace out of the car and catch the guys in front now. Cutting the corner as much as I can, but I got a slow down penalty for that. This stream might have been a bad idea. Oh God.
Maybe start defending from the guy behind. Not too far back, he might make a move.
So I've got a 2-second penalty for exceeding track limits, so whatever I need to do, I need to make up 2 seconds as well. Let's cut this corner, try and avoid getting another penalty, but give it as big a cut as we dare. Which just gives us another penalty. I'm tempted to start this again and turn the penalties off, which I am actually going to do. Let's go out all the way back out. I can't be handling bloody penalties when I'm trying to have a bit of fun. So yeah, bit of an oversight leaving the penalties on there. Hopefully, if I remember rightly, you can turn them off. So, somewhere in here, rules and regulations probably. Rules and penalties off. Thank you very much. Yeah, just turn them all off. So, third attempt at getting a race done through here. Do I turn the AI down a bit? I don't know. That seemed quite difficult to keep up with the guys in front then, and I felt like we were doing alright. So I'll go back to where it was before, 107, which I did. I had it on for last race when I had to go. Starting in 20th place, obviously I'm not doing myself the not making it the easiest for myself, but at the same time should be challenging, but still be able to have a bit of a race with the AI. That's where I aim to put the AI relay, so I can still make up positions if I'm driving well enough, but at the same time you make a few mistakes and you lose positions. You're not just pulling away in first place within the first couple of corners. Especially starting myself 20th on the grid. Gives me plenty of work to do. So I feel like I've got a bit of a feel for the car now, so I could push a little bit harder. Definitely try and make more positions on this first lap, and especially changing the setting for the AI slightly, turning it down a little bit.
Let's make a good start and see if we can make up a few places into the first corner. The first lap is the best chance to make
Right, let's get a better start this time. Keep starting terribly. So a bit of wheel spin that time, but not too bad. We made it into traction instead. Someone's still getting a run on me and coming down the inside though. So picking a line, bit of contact. Couldn't quite find a clear line all the way through, but made up a few positions there. So see if I can, I don't know where to go here. So we'll go down the outside of the inside at the moment, but outside down at the bottom of the car next to me. Just hope that we get the braking done and can pull across in front of him, so we did manage to. And we've got someone on the inside now, so I can't cut that curb. I'm lining myself up for an overtake, but I'm going to leave myself on the outside if I'm not careful. So I've got a few positions there with a little bit of contact, just rubbing doors. Project cars, AI isn't the best. As soon as you have a little bit of contact, they seem to just brake and drop off behind you instead of giving you a genuine challenge side by side. So looking for the inside line early, down the straight, making sure that I've got the defensive line if I don't quite get past him. Down 3 gears on the brakes hard, and then try and get the run out of the last corner. So this is better without penalties than having to worry about it. I can attack the curbs a little bit more, like you do in touring cars as well, so a bit more realistic to the way they drive. So just trying to run the curbs, and let's try to get down the inside for the last corner down here past this McGann in front. A little lift through there, a bit of oversteer. Had to gather that up, so it takes away the chance to have a go at the guy in front. Run a little bit wide on the exit there, as they seem to do in touring cars. Oh, a little tap on the guy in front, but nothing too bad as I go down the inside of him. Up into where I'm at, 11. Oh, it's so much better now that I can attack the curbs properly without getting a penalty every time. More enjoyable by far. So catching quite well through there, managed to get down the inside on the second of the chicane, 2 corners. Spit of flames from the BMW in front, Got the guy I've just gone past down the inside though. I've not dropped him off, so got to give him a bit of room there as he goes down the inside into Redgate. Oh, big moment of oversteer. Got it gathered up. Try and not collect the guy behind because that'd have put me off onto the grass altogether, so I managed to gather it up and then get a decent run out of the corner actually. The old hairpin. Oh, just about getting down the inside without smacking him. But put him off wide, so he had to back out, so he's miles behind me now. Good run on the beamer in front. Oh, I didn't quite know which way to go there, so I ended up lifting and going around the outside as the beamer got it wrong and dropped a load of time. Should really try and push over this curb now, penalties are off. Bit of a cheat that one, cutting the corners massively, but try and reel in this guy behind. So we're on lap 3 of 15 now, lap 4 sorry. We've just gone on to get the braking done for Redgate, lost the back end a bit, which you wouldn't expect to happen that often in the Megane, but it's just cold tyres at the back, so not enough grip at the back at the moment, just not enough corners to get the rear tyres heated up properly through this track really, and not enough opportunity to lean on the rear tyres enough in a front wheel drive car to keep them nice and warm. Rev right out to the top of 4th gear before changing into 5th, and then down 2 gears as we try and get it tucked in nice and early for the apex. Run it wide to the curb, gone a little bit wide but not too bad, touch on the grass, tuck it in early for the blind apex of that. I'm just trying to listen to the radio there as you said to me. So just looking to get a good exit through this chicane now to try and claw back some time on the guys in front. Try and keep it a bit smoother than last time. I went right over the curbs last time, that felt quite good. So chasing away now, see if I can get on the guy in front and then hopefully make up a few more positions. Keep it neater into Redgate this time. So running it nice and tight to the apex and then running wide on the exit. A bit too wide on the exit. Got stuck in 3rd gear for a bit too long because of that as well, so I didn't gain much speed down Craners. Get it tucked in early. Oh, cut the corner, but never mind. I can live with that. So slowly catching them. Cutting that corner probably helped quite a bit. On the gear, on the brakes and the gears. Turn it in early, don't run too wide this time. And I'm on the back of him now. Dropped off through there though, seemed quite quick through there, the AI compared to me. So then I end up dropping off a little bit down this straight. But then I can try and make it up until the last chicane, which is this. Try not to take too much curb and unsettle the car too much, so good run out of there, get past the Megane. And up into 8th place, slipstreaming the beamer in front now. Looking for an opportunity, but I'm not close enough to do it really. Oh, I've gone wide as well with loads of understeer, so I've got the Megane at the side of me again now, down Craners, so I've got to give him a bit of room, take the line that I don't like. Gives me a bad line through that section, and then I've got someone else challenging me by the look of it in the rear view mirror. Took that badly, ended up going wide, got it back on track, easy enough there. So this Megane up front's been my best challenge so far. He's already got past me and now he's back in front, so I need to make sure when I get past him again, if I do, that I do it properly and either knock him off proper touring car style, or get past with a good enough run that he can't come back at me in the next corner. So this is good fun. I know that we're not in the actual cars that are oh god, oh my god, can't gather it back up. Oh, that was a bit wild for a while. I realise we're not in the actual cars that the BTCC use. Unfortunately, there's no real game that you can. I'm sure you can do it on PC with the mods and stuff like that, but on PlayStation there's no real game that gives you any real touring car action to the degree of being able to replicate the BTCC accurately. So this is about the best I can come up with on project cars. So not actually racing in the same cars as you would see in the BTCC, but it's a similar style of racing, and it feels like a similar kind of car, even though it's not. So it's a touring car, but it's not the same power and everything else that you'd expect to see in BTCC, and the same regulations or anything. So it's just a representation of some kind of touring car race, BTCC style, but it's not very accurate to it, if I'm honest. But it's still good fun, and it certainly feels a bit touring car-y when you get side by side through the corners and you're bumping. So good run out of there again. The last chicane seems like my best corner really, and I've caught up again to the guy in front a little bit, so I need to have a good lap now and actually keep it nice and calm and catch up rather than making mistakes. So just keep it nice and tidy down here now. Little lift as I roll it down here. I mean lift not all together off the throttle, just a little lift from full throttle. So going to about half throttle and then back on it. Down 2 gears to get it tucked into there, the old hairpin, and then make sure you get the line right to tuck it into here nice and early, but I managed to get it wrong. Went wide with understeer, so got it nowhere near the apex. And then again, down 1 gear, try and run the speed out as much as possible. The guys in front seem to be able to, the AI seem to be able to proper carry the speed through that one. And I end up losing, so the guy behind me's got closer as well because of that corner. So I need to try a bit of a different technique into there maybe and see if I can carry more speed through. So again, using the last chicane to get catch up again, but not quite close enough to have a chance in the first corner. So into red gate, we'll try and keep it nice and tight, and then run it wide on the curb, but not too much. Bit too much, I ended up touching the grass there. Small differences that make all the difference. Get it tucked in nice and early, load up the tyres early. So it looks like they're all getting closer together in front of me, so as long as I can keep with this guy in front, I've got a chance of making some more positions up. Certainly as the challenge side by side and slow each other down, so into the back of them again, let him know I'm back. And I'm here to stay. Need to carry the speed through this one, cut the corner a little bit to maximise it. Still getting it wrong on the exit and just hesitating a little bit to get back to full power. So just that understeer on the exit slowing me down to full power, and I think that's where I'm losing the time down the straight. And out of that corner, oh, slow BMW to avoid. That was lucky. Again, if penalties had been on, that would have been a penalty for cutting over the curbs there to avoid that BMW, so I'm glad I turned them off, because that would have been annoying. Slowing third out of there, I need to try second gear a bit more. It felt slow in third anyway, it might not have been. Oh, I didn't load up the tyres early enough, so slow to turn into that one. Gave me a little bit of understeer because I waited too long to start loading up the weight on the left hand side of the car. Project Cars simulates that a lot more than it does on Gran Turismo or anything. The actual body roll of the car and the effect on it and how it causes understeer and stuff. So you've got to be a bit more aware of how car physics actually work in Project Cars 2. My teammate Paul Kay, that I raced with in an endurance championship, and I've got the last race with tonight. As teammates, let me just concentrate on going down the inside. He's just bought Project Cars 2 very late to the table, is Paul, but I think it were on offer at the weekend, so he's just bought it. And he's a good racer, is Paul, so no doubt he'll really enjoy this game. Paul's pretty much, I know you don't even know what I'm on about if you're watching this, but he's had a really good championship in the Endurance Championship League that I raced in on Tuesday nights. And oh god, whoa, still got to concentrate even though I'm trying to talk. Good run out of there actually because of that. Carry the speed. No, 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 no. Oh no. So my teammate Paul Kay in Simapek's 1 hour endurance championship in the Group 3 cars, we're both racing in the Group 3 Jaguar, and we've had a really good season, both of us. Well, he's had a better season than me, but we've both had a really good season. It's been really entertaining and enjoyable championship. But he's in second place and he's pretty much already wrapped up second place, so hopefully tonight he can have a good result, but maybe help me out a little bit. I need to get as high up in the order as I can to try and claim third place in the championship. I'm currently in 5th, but the points are tight enough that if the guys in front of me have a bad race and I end up getting a really good result, then I could possibly get third in the championship if it all goes perfectly. But it's a lot to ask, and it involves other people having worse results than I'd expect really. So we'll just have to see what happens. But it should be an interesting end to the championship. If you haven't and you're interested in knowing what I'm on about, and you don't know what I'm on about, and you've never seen what I'm on about a Gran Turismo league that I'm in, and it's just coming to the end. So last races tonight of the championship, we've had 10 races. So yeah, it'll be a bit of a shame to see it end, but it's been really good. And I've got loads of videos on my YouTube channel, so if you're interested, go check them out. I've got pretty much every race recorded, or the replay of it, and I've done the commentary over the replay after the race is finished. Find it quite hard in league racing, especially when you've got to really concentrate for an hour. Find it quite hard to be able to just talk my way through a race and actually keep my concentration to be able to put in decent lap times and overtake people cleanly and everything else. So I end up not bothering streaming it or doing anything live, just because I feel it does take away from my concentration a bit. So see him dive down the outside, as he just seems to have a lot more pace through that corner than me. Even round the outside, he just flew past me. Yeah, back to this race anyway. BMW is spitting flames in front of us, only a couple of laps left now, so I need to really push. Try and get that exit better. Not brilliant, I'll be honest. Another spit of flame from the BMW in front. Gone a little bit wide into Redgate, but gathered it up, dropping to second, but straight away I'm hitting the limiter, so I've got to go back into third. Using the little sequential box I've got at the side of me for the gear changes, not the flappy paddles on the wheel. Just a bit more authentic to the old touring cars. They're all pretty close up ahead. If I can make these last couple of corners work, and maybe possibly the last chicane if I'm close enough, I can really try and make some positions up. So going for it now. Oh, what an overtake. So that's 3 corners, 3 cars in 1 corner more or less. Running wide on the exit, so I'm up into 4th now at the end. He's still at the side of me. I'll give him some room on the outside, but he's not coming back to the inside. I'm not going to let him come back. He's too far behind now. He's really try and push through these last 2 corners. Oh, takes 3rd place with a dirty cut. And we're on to the last lap. Let's see if I can get first with extreme cheating towards the end. So another thing that I think is worth saying, because I haven't done that many Project Cars 2 videos, so I don't really talk about it very often, but I do really like this game. And another thing I think it's worth saying about it is it feels so much more intuitive to actual driving in real life, I think, compared to Gran Turismo is probably the main comparison I'm going to make. It just feels like you can push on the brakes and you can really tuck it down the inside if you need to, and you don't get that predictable oversteer. If you dab the brake a little bit more, you won't get that oversteer. And in Gran Turismo, it feels like if you're going a certain speed through a corner, don't matter how you go through it, it's more or less programmed to either take you through it smoothly, give you understeer, or give you a bit of oversteer, and there's no like feel to it. Anyway, I won't sit here slagging it off as we finish the last lap. So project cars is good is what I'm trying to get at, and I don't play it enough. So I couldn't quite reel him in for first place, but managed to get third in the end. So started in 20th, and that's the race end. Finish off on the cool down lap as we go through Redgate wide and down Craners for the last time. So on Sunday we were on the right hand side where there's that big mound of dirt. Oh, that's all grass now, and we were sat up there. So we had a really good view of all Craner curves, over hairpin, and then where the bridge used to be, all the way up here up to Coppice, I think it is. I'm not very good with my corner names, I'll be honest. So I try not to say them because I always get them, I always feel like I've got it wrong, even if I do know some of the corner names. So a good race, I enjoyed that. It's good to get on project cars too again and remember how good it is. Like I say, it just feels really good on the wheel, and you certainly feel like you've got a lot of control over the car with the throttle and the brakes. So it was good. Right, I'm going to do one more thing whilst I'm on stream. I can't remember what it was, but I did think of something earlier. So the AI setting about right there, I had to push to make up any mistake any time really. But when I did, I could make up plenty of time, so maybe a bit too easy, but it's not too bad a race, and I didn't end up winning in the end, so tells me it wasn't too easy. So what else were we going to do? Well, that's it. I'm going to change car. Do we go? Can't decide whether to go in something half decent and hit up the Nordschleife, which I haven't done on project cars for ages, and I mean ages, so it'll be tricky, or go and do something that I really enjoy doing, but I think I've already done a video of it before. But it's always good fun. I need the toilet as well, so I'll quickly nip to the toilet and have a little think about it whilst I do. Right, I've just nipped it, bog. Right, I'm back. I had a quick think and came to the conclusion that I'm been around the Nordschleife for ages, so that's what I'm going to do. So, just need to decide which kind of car to do it in now. So, do I do stupid fast, quite fast, or just something sensible? I've been driving that in Dirt Rally 2, believe it or not. It's quite a good car, but a lot of power to handle, especially on the rally stage. So that Zack Speed Capri the other day at Donington, or something similar, if not the same. What do I go on? I'm not sure what to go in at all. I might just go GT3 just so I can handle the speed. Yeah, I'll go GT3. Or do I? Let's have a flip through, see what else. Don't know why, but the Audi is speaking to me. Oh, 720 brake horse. Yeah. Oh, it's got H pattern gearbox. Rather actually set that up if I was going to drive that, especially for project cars too. I want to drive that, but I don't want to mess about and set up my gearbox. Should we just go LMP1 and have a good time, going nice and fast? Yeah, I don't know if I've got boost set up as a button. Oh, everything's a bit tricky. I can't remember what I've got set up and what I haven't. I'm not sure what to go in. Tempted to go somewhere old, but around the Norwich Life it'll take ages. Be good fun though. So many good cars on here. It's hard to choose. Oh, right. Seen Jimmy Broadbent do a few of these videos, and I've always thought, right, I need to do that one day. So let's go around in an old Lotus, basically. Yeah. In the Lotus 49, I think. Oh my god, it looks dangerous. 1967 Lotus Type 49 Cosworth, so I think I'm going to pick this. Again, it's got a H-speed, H-pattern gearbox, as you would expect, but I'm just going to use the sequential gearbox that I've got, because it'll take me about 5-10 minutes to set it all up otherwise. V8 engine, 194 miles per hour, 3.6 second acceleration from 0 to 100, 416 horsepower, 1,245 pounds in weight. Cornering speed is terrible and control difficulty is hard, so let's go for it. And where are we going? Norwich Life. Alphabetical order. We're going past it, yeah. Oh, didn't pick which one. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. So, I'm not going to have a race, so I'm out. Oh, don't want to really do a race doing this. Or do I? Let's go for a race. Do I? Yeah, why not? This is how I like to do my sim racing, pretty much. Just jump in and have a go at whatever, and just have a bit of fun, really. You can practice all day long in one car, but it gets rather boring. So we'll go for the exact same thing, but I've just put it on one lap of the Norwich Life. We've got 29 cars we're racing against, and I'm starting in 20th again, so this should be interesting in a car I've never driven, I don't think. But let's go for it. And this should be really interesting, because this is not going to be an easy car to drive, so it should be good fun. I'm slightly worried I'm streaming this, and I'm just going to hit every wall going, but there you go. I'll just have to take my time, get a feel for the car and build up slowly, even though I've only got one lap to do it over. So yeah, it should be interesting. Takes forever to load the Nord Schleife as well, so bear with it. As project cars loads away day after day. Sometimes wonder how many minutes of my life, hours should I say, of my life have I lost to project cars 2 waiting for it to load. I know this is really sad, but I almost want to keep track of it one time. If I buy a new game, see how much time I actually wait for the loading screens. Really sad, I know. But for some reason I kind of want to know. Right, I see loose in the tuning setup, so that's getting changed straight away for stable, even though it makes little to no difference in project cars. I just want something a little bit more stable maybe if I'm in a brand new car I've never driven before. Where is it? Oh, it's there, load setup. So you go on there, stable. So I've loaded the stable setup, we'll just stick with that, the standard setup. Hope for the best and off we go. In fact, I'll just see what tyres we've got on. It won't matter, everyone else will have the same tyres, saying that. We'll make sure we've got less fuel than we need, as much fuel as we need but no more. Or a little bit more just to make sure. So 18 litres should do it nicely. Playing it on the safe side. Just like my little smoke before I get going. So save that. Save over existing, and here we go. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to say it now, there's going to be a few restarts. Here we go. God, it's loud. I'm going to have to shout over this one. Oh, I ain't even changed gear. Completely blown away by the noise. I forgot what I was doing. So we're off. I don't think we've actually lost the position. I just took up the space in front of me, which was what I left. Oh my god. So for some reason I'm left foot braking all of a sudden where I'd normally right foot brake when I'm track driving. But we'll stick with the left foot braking, it feels right in this car for some reason. Oh, this is good already. Even though I'm right at the back. Oh, down the outside, down the inside for the next one. Oh, it's good, it's good. Took the place quite nicely there. So the AI looks like it's a reasonable speed, but not too fast again. Some good driving will catch them up. Bit of wheel shake on the straight there. Don't know why. Doesn't normally happen. Oh no, just going too slow through there. Couldn't do anything about it. Went into the back of him. Lost me a load of pace down this long straight. Guy behind's coming at me now, so give him a bit of space. I'm on 5th gear, I'm in top gear. 165 mile an hour. As we come over that little crest and the steering goes light, and then brake down here. Oh god, car in front's all over the place, I'm all over the place. Hitting the inside curbs, not a good idea in this car. So you can see the suspension. Whoa, oh Jesus Christ, the guy in front went slowly, so I had to avoid him. Oh no! What the hell happened there? Right, I'm restarting. Oh, good introduction to what it's going to be like though for the full lap. So yeah, whoa, good car, quite like it. Good fun to drive straight away. Not as difficult as I thought either. So better start this time. Now I actually know what's going on. Right down the inside of everyone, little gap to go down, so I went for it. It's paid off. So go through turn 1 and down the hill through Haxon back, I think it's called. Is it? Oh, I'll stop going with the names, just embarrass myself. Keep it nice and tidy through here. It's easy to make a mistake and you need the line right really. Guy in front's all over the place blocking me. Find the gap and go down the inside past him. Oh, a bit of understeer into there. Didn't want that. Wanted to get on the power early and I've lost the opportunity with that understeer. So feels fast when you get your foot down on the straight. Wheels shaking a little bit on there. Oh God, went light over the bump. Oh no, might have actually jumped over that. Oh God. Right, allow myself one more restart now. I've just got to actually drive properly. Get a bit carried away with how foot it is. Oh, jump the start. But no jump start penalty because I've turned all the penalties off, so worth knowing. So I made up a few places by cheating. Let's see what I can actually do under skill. Nothing, probably I'll just lose places by skill. So I better keep the cheating up actually, thinking about it. Don't know if this left foot braking's doing me any favours. Whoa, car off there, just coming back on track, nearly hit it. Just trying to keep it tidy through here so I can get the acceleration out. Not the best, I ended up on the inside curb. Feels seriously fast when you get your foot down this old F1 car, 1964. Oh, get hit from behind. Doesn't affect me too much, just a moment on the straw, steering to correct on two wheels briefly all over the curb. Oh my God, it's getting away from me on the straight there. Oh, I should have set up my manual H-pattern gearbox for this, it'd have been worth it. Laziness winning out though, and time. Oh, this is good. Oh, just got some understeer and couldn't keep it out of the wall, and again, oh no. I'm going to carry on. I've already had a few restarts. Just get it back on track and get going. Have I got damage? I don't think damage is on. So cars coming past me left, right and centre. Oh, have I got damage? Yeah, I've got damage, but not badly. Now I've got bad damage. Oh, I'm going to restart that again. This is tricky. Right, I thought, like round the notch like. Didn't really think this car was going to be quite as hard to drive as it is. So it's just the fast sections where you're expecting the downforce that you'd expect from a normal modern day car. It just doesn't come, so you end up going understeering on the bits where you have loads of confidence in a car with loads of downforce. So you've got the power in this car but not the downforce to go with it really. For example, through there, it's a big lift through there which will be flatting quite a lot of other cars. You have to go slowly through here, which will be quite fast through other cars as well, with the downforce through the corners built up as you carry the speed through quite quickly. We've just got to give the guy in front a bit of room, side by side on the exit. He's got the run on me though, so I'm on the outside now. Down his inside as I come out. Oh, kick of oversteer. As he got up to top revs. Oh, something's going on in front. He slowed down a bit. Slow it down over the jump. Whoa, what happened there? Rear end ended up going up into the air there. Oh, am I ever going to get around this lap? Oh my God, something happened at the rear end then, and it went up into the air, like jumped at the rear end. Oh, come on. I didn't think of it this hard, definitely not. So I'm trying to give the AI a bit of respect as well, not knowing what they're going to do, clipping the wall a bit myself there as I go past everyone with my new technique, right down the outside. Oh, get off the curb, that doesn't help, running onto the curbs. So I don't know why, but my wheel feels weird on that one. Clipping that wall, I think, or the curb or something, made my wheel feel weird then, even though I had no damage. Feels better. Right. Last go. I'm not going to give myself another restart now. Try and slowly ease past a few people into this first corner. And then foot down here. Guy on the outside. Managed to keep it down the inside and get past him though. Oh, guy in front of me just too early on the brakes, and I couldn't avoid him without going off. So I chose to go off instead of hitting him. Get the feeling with an empty track in front of me, I'd be able to get a lot more speed out of this Lotus through those corners. Right, let's handle this jump a little bit better than I've been. Oh my god, he's done it again. I cannot get over that jump. Right. I think what I'm doing wrong is I'm lifting off to go over it, and then it's just all going lighter again. So I need to keep the power in going over the jump and then brake for tilting it into the right hander, the fast right hander. Oh, oops, I put someone in the air there. Never mind, I'm not getting any damage. So let's try and get this lap done. I'm getting bored of this now. I haven't even got halfway through yet. Good car to drive. I'm not going to outdrive myself now and just stick in this position if I have to really, and just enjoy the car and the track rather than trying to get the positions. Obviously if there's a position there to take, I'll take it, but right, let's get this bloody jump right. It's not as easy as it is in a rally car, I tell you that. So the suspension at the front actually compressed massively as I landed, so it's definitely a jump as that in this car. Oh, I've got damage at the front now. Look at the steering angle I'm putting in just to go straight. That's ridiculous. So that car in front just went too slowly, and well, I went too quickly, or he went too slowly, depending on how you look at it. But I managed to get through the corner without losing it, and went into the back of him because he was just going nowhere in front of me. So I'll try to get around the rest of this lap with even more difficulty now. A damaged car that doesn't steer in a straight line. As you can see on the steering wheel in front of you. Oh dear, it's all gone wrong. Gonna get collected. Oh no, everyone's hit me. Yeah, that's me dead. Right, so that was a terrible idea having to go in that car around Nordschleife. Possibly on its own, but not in a race. So let's give that a rest, because that is quite frankly irritating. What else we're going to do? So I'll come out of that, going to where is it? Just private testing. Pick maybe not the same car but a similar car. What's that? 1972, 1967. I said 64 earlier, so I was wrong. 67. 1970. With a bigger wing on it, maybe a bit of downforce. Smaller rear tyres, completely different car, but similar. And then they're quite iconic. I'll go in that, that looks fun. In fact, I'm going to go in something that I can actually drive. So, stop it with the historic stuff. And where's the LMP1 cars? Go for that. It's the made up one, P30 LMP1, so ridiculously quick all of a sudden. And we'll go around Nordschleife in that. Don't know if I've ever done it on Project Cars 2 in such a quick car. But it should be a bit more entertaining, certainly for me. That was good fun, but just too many cars to battle along with when I'm trying to get used to the car, and going around the Nordschleif's obviously not the easiest in a car that doesn't grip brilliantly. So that would have been a lot more fun just going around on my own, doing a time trial in that car. But never mind, I'll do that another day. What I might do after this as well is do another touring car style inspired one at Knockhill, which I'll be racing at later in the season in the same kind of cars that I did that first race in at Donington. So yeah, let's see what we can do in this LMP1 car. I hope there's no button that I need for boost. I hope it just auto boosts. I think it does if I remember rightly. Go for the stable setup, just because it sounds more confidence inspiring more than anything else. Don't think there's a massive change on anything either really. So we'll make sure we haven't got loads of fuel on so we can actually get some representative laps. Take loads of fuel out. Make sure at least we've got at least 2 laps. Now we'll give ourselves 3 laps, so we can do a 3 lap run if we want to, and if not, I'll probably crash before that. So let's go for it. Oh, just need to change gear to start, so am I ready? I might change the not massively big fan of that view, can't really see that much. Quite cool that the car moves a little bit as you move the steering, and even when you're still. I've never noticed that before. Good details from project cars. So looks like my boost is auto, and I think I know which button it is if it's not. So what else do I need to do? Change the view. What's the button? I can't remember now. Where do I want to be? Just go bonnet cam I think, so I can see what's coming a bit easier, and build some revs and get ready for the start. Here we go. You know what, I am going to try in-car view on this first lap and see if I can get round and use it. Oh, bad start. So my boost is auto, so I don't have to worry about, my hybrid boost is auto, so I don't have to worry about that. Which is a bit annoying actually, because I can't deploy it when I want to. Oh god. Terrible start from me. Safety since I've driven this car in my defence. So instead of the old F1 car, we're pretty much flat through there this time. But we are flat in 6th gear. We should be flat through here as well. Easy flat. Down the gears. Get it tucked into the apex, ready for the exit. And then boost our way out. So I'm driving it pretty tentatively so far. I need to get used to it and get to the point where I can push a bit more. Can't see where I'm actually going with the view sometimes because my hand and the steering wheel gets in the way, so if you look when I'm actually at 90 degrees with the steering wheel, I can't see anything. So I could do with altering my view. Where is it? Camera I think. Field of view, in view, blah, blah, blah. Where is it? Cockpit camera. That's a little bit better. I'm a bit further away from the wheel. Or am I? Feel a bit closer actually. Might have gone the wrong way there. I think I have. Oh god. What a great streamer I am. Ever the professional. Let's go quite high so I can actually notice the difference and I'll know if it's close or not. No, it's definitely further away. See a lot more on my arms and everything, so that's a bit better. Still not brilliant, I can't see much. There you go. I guess that's the hazard of driving this car in car view. So terrible through there, I'm getting too caught up on the actual view rather than the driving. Right, I'm going to restart since I've got a bit of damage and I've been messing about that much. Right, give myself a chance at getting a first decent lap in as well, so I've got a little feel for the car. Oh, rear end went on me a little bit there as the rear downforce came off as I slowed down, and that terrible into there. Seemed to just lock it up on the brakes. I've got to be more gentle on the brakes. I keep stomping it in this car and it doesn't work. Good brakes, so I don't need to stomp it really. Flat out through here. Easy flat out as well for the double apex. It's normally 2 corners, but it feels like a double apex when you're going this quick. Got on the curb a bit too much through there, slowed me down for the exit, but got there eventually. Slow through there, that was bad. Oh, not braking enough, early enough. Oh, for God's sake, that's just really bad driving for the in, out, in, or out, in, out, whatever one it is, can never remember. You miss the first, it's out, in, out, and then because you missed the first apex, hit the middle one and then miss the second one, the third one even. Anyway, crack on with this lap. I've got a bit of damage, but I've only got 2 whatever that means for damage at the front, so not too dramatic, and carry on, but I've got a bit of front aero damage probably. Oh no, 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 no. Ah, right, another restart. This is really bad. I haven't even gotten a lap in yet. No, let's actually just get a lap in, nice sensible lap that can actually get around the track without pushing too much. and then try and build the speed as I get to learn the car more and more. It seems like thought I'd jump in this and find it quite easy to drive, but the rear end steps out on you a little bit when you're going really fast. So probably if I was going to mess about and take hours over this and try and get a fast lap in, certainly be messing about with the setup and trying to get more aero at the back, and the back to feel a bit more stable at high speed. So not too bad for that opening section. Over the jump. So much downforce in that. In this car, it's not a jump at all. See the difference between that 1967 Lotus 49 that we're driving and this with the downforce. So we're a jump every time in that Lotus, and bear in mind I was probably going slower over it as well, over that hump, and I was still jumping every single time, and it was hard to control on the landing. But in this, with so much downforce, you've never ever got a chance of jumping it. Sure, it might go a little bit light on the steering, but it's never going to turn into a jump. Oh, getting on two wheels as I hit that inside curve quite badly, but not too bad all in all through there. Pretty slow, but could definitely be faster if I was pushing. Just don't trust the car yet. Oh, a bit wide on the exit, had to lift off. Didn't really lose anything because it's straight into a corner and braking. So let's keep it nice and tidy through here. This is where I struggled last time through this little section. Lost the rear end through there, even though it's normally a really quick corner, it isn't the way I did it then. Missed all three apexes there, so that's not the way to do it, but there you go. Nice and slow into here. Hardest corner on the track pretty much. So heading towards the fast section in a moment after this corner. So flat out all the way now for a while. Easily flat out as well. Not actually got this far through the track, so I hope this corner at the top's flat, but I'm probably have a little bit of a lift this first time round, this first lap. But I imagine with the downforce again, it's pretty flat. Is this corner I'm talking about? Oh god, I made it worse by lifting off actually. And that wasn't the wisest thing, so it's definitely flat. Be easier to go through it. Oh, locked up on the brakes again. I'm not braking early enough, and then I'm having to hit the brakes too heavy, and then I end up locking up. So because this car drives so smoothly, even though you're going quite quickly, it's hard to realise quite quick how quick you're going. So sometimes get the braking wrong because of it. It just seems really smooth and you're going like 200 miles an hour. Anyway, we'll get this lap out of the way. I've got some damage at the front again, but we'll try to get a second lap in without worrying about that too much. Oh god. Anyway, I need to concentrate on learning the track in this car, because I know the track half decently, but I haven't driven it in that many fast cars with downforce, so need to tune into where you can really push, especially through this section, because this is where you can really gain some time if you're daring. Massive cut of the curb, jump, again not a jump in this, slow through there, could have carried more speed. I need to trust that downforce a little bit more. Good corner, I proper like this corner, I don't know why. second carousel, so nearly at the end of the lap now, or nearly onto the long straight, should I say. Last couple of corners and we're on the long straight. Took it into this blind apex. And away we go down the long one. So see what top speed ends up being. Got quite a bad tyre wear from that first lap so far as well. So a bit of damage. Tyre wear is not brilliant at the front. But on the plus side I've got less fuel, so it should be a bit lighter. So we're just cruising at 172 in 6th gear. Good end to the lap this section, really quick. You've got to brake as late as you dare into this corner down here, this one. Again, locking up a little bit on the brakes, as you can hear, so not quite tuned myself back into the way you brake on Project Cars 2. Again, a little lock up there. I got off the brakes quick enough to still get it stopped. So let's try and get a better lap in. A bit wide. Oh, I had to slow down a lot there to gather it back up. Bad line through there. Can't help but think every time I go around Nordschleife, the commitment the real racing drivers that set the ridiculous lap times around this track, the commitment that those guys have to putting those lap times in is ridiculous really. It is a scary track, and obviously in real life you've got your life in your own hands really, so it's as fast as you dare go almost really in some cars, because they can handle every corner quite quickly. And it's as fast as you dare push really, so I just think about that on all occasion and think, yeah, put myself in the actual real life driver's eyes as I drive round here myself on this, and think, yeah, that corner must be, bloody hell, that must be scary in real life. Like that one for example, it's really quite a quick corner, you carry a lot of speed into it and just rely on the grip and the downforce of the car and just hope that it sticks. And 10 times out of 10 it does, but it's that faith in real life you must have to put in your car that is the struggle, I suppose, especially in something like this, in this car as fast as this. So better through there this time anyway, as I get back to the actual commentary of the driving. But yeah, being a real life racing driver sounds like a really good idea, and a lot of people's dream, and especially a lot of people's dream that sit here driving on wheels like me, and pretending they're real racing drivers in their bedrooms. But yeah, to do it in real life, it's a different thing altogether, and the commitment, like I say, to the speed and actually getting those lap times around the track like this is a lot. And then you could go that level above, the commitment of rally drivers, the commitment of the motorbike drivers that compete at the Isle of Man TT track every year. Absolutely ridiculous, and risk their lives every time they head out and do a lap. So, you know, it's what motorsport's all about, I suppose, in the real world, but it's easy to miss that when you're booting around in your bedroom in a fast car, and stop appreciating quite how much skill it must take in real life, not just to be able to handle the car in real life and the G-forces, but to actually have the quite honestly the bollocks to be able to take some of these corners as fast as you can in some of these cars. Must be unreal feeling. Oh, a bit wide on exit. Oh, messed me up for my braking. Oh, that's bad. I've ruined my lap as well, so that's invalidated my lap time. Certainly got faster through this lap though, gaining trust in the car and in my own driving round the Nordschleife again. It's been a while since I've been on it on project cars, like I say. Played on it in Gran Turismo not so long back, but still a good couple of weeks ago. But project cars, it's a long time since I've been around Nordschleife, and it does feel different on different games. More the car handling that feels different, to be fair, but the undulations and the way it comes across on the force feedback on the wheels completely different. So again, could have been faster through there. Oh, braking way too early for that one. One of my favourite corners, and I can never put my finger on why, because it's not even that good. And it's not even that fast or fun. I just really like it. I seem to do quite well into it. So another bad lap complete. And let's try and get a better third lap out of it. If I've got enough fuel left, I think I've fueled in it enough. Should do. Tyres are worn even more now, but we'll try and get a third lap to try and get a decent time in. I wonder how much that 5% damage at the front is hindering my pace with the aero. It seems fine for the steering, but so the fuel icon down in the bottom right is flashing away, telling me I need some fuel, but I'm going to go for another lap, and if I run out of fuel, I run out of fuel. I did put 3 laps worth in, so I should have enough. But I might not get much further than 3 laps if I wanted to carry on. So easy to lock up in this car. That's been my biggest difficulty so far on the brakes, more than anything. So I'm assuming it's got no ABS or anything. But yeah, it just seems ultra sensitive to the braking. It's because I'm used to crap brakes on slower cars, so I'm probably hitting the brakes too hard as well and not trail braking as much as I should be and all that kind of stuff. I'm just using the generic technique of slam the brakes and then come off them slowly, but maybe not the right technique for this car. Same time, you've got to brake heavy, I think, to build up the boost again. Not too bad for this time. Feels like a bit of a faster lap was this so far. Better through definitely getting used to it a bit. Oh, locked up again, but managed to get it locked up in a straight line, so not too bad. Worked out alright. Hate that corner, so I always go slowly through it. I know you can carry a lot more speed than I do. Same with this one down here. I always go really slowly into here because I've just had so many times where I've gone off. So I brake way too early, I know I do, but I'd rather just get it nice and tidy rather than try and push through there, because I've just been off so many times in my Nordschleife laps in that corner. So I always give it that little bit more respect. You know, that's the thing with this track, you build up your certain corners that you've got a bit of a nemesis with. This one being one of them. If you get this wrong, it just ruins, especially if you're in a race, it just ruins your race. So a big corner that in a big long race, an endurance race. Locked up again on the brake, still doing it, still not learned. Nice and slow into the carousel. Carry as much speed as I can through it, but it's not the fastest of corners. Definitely a better lap this, wide on the entry of that one though, missed the apex by a mile. But don't go over the curves too much. Oh. So I went over that inside curve and it just spat me off it, and then ended up going wide over the outside curve as well. So terrible line through it. Just try and make up for it with bravery through here. Which I do. I was quite brave. Can't remember where I am. Right. Right, so I might give myself a chance of setting a half reasonable lap here. Not the best I've ever done, but I need to put a fair few more laps in and get even more use of this car, get some fresh tyres on it as well to get an ultimate lap. But see what I can do this time round. Bit of a rest as we go down the long straight. I'll be honest, I thought this car would be faster. We're only going 172 as we go down the long straight. So it'd need tuning to have a higher top speed, I guess. Oh my god, got it on the grass. Managed to get it off and get the braking done still, but that was dodgy. Feels really weird going through those slower corners after you've been going so fast. So it's a 5:58.4 I've just managed there, so not too bad, but so 7 seconds quicker than my second lap, so definitely a lot faster lap than I've put in already. But yeah, not too bad. Right, one last thing before I stop streaming. So that wasn't too bad, I'm happy with that. I could certainly improve on that, but without putting loads and loads and loads of laps in and time into it, I'm quite happy. Oh, nice old stretch before we get started for Knockhill. And then I don't know what time it is, but I'll call it a day and get on with some other stuff today. So, back out of that and then go back to custom race. I'll pick the track first, Knockhill, you can see it there. Just the standard Knockhill track. And then we will go back down to, where are they? Touring cars, and this time I'll pick the, let's go for the AMG I suppose. What's the top speed? It's the same for all of them. Don't really like the Beamer, I've driven it before, and seems a bit unnecessarily rear wheel happy. So let's go on. We'll just do 13 laps, I'm looking for some. Weather slots. Let's mix it up a bit with the weather. So we'll have 2 weather slots, or even 3. Let's have 3. So we've got light cloud to start with. Let's go for. Let's have a bit of fun with a bit of rain somewhere, even snow. Can't see because of my face what these are. Thunderstorm, storm. Let's have a full-on storm, and then dry up afterwards. So we'll all be on the slicks to start with. Right. Sync to race, yep. Yeah, no, sync to race. Start time, Right, I think that's everything. Let's put the opponents back up. Hey, why can you only have 11? Might only be able to have 11 opponents because it's a small little track, but seems a bit odd. But anyway, if that's the case, that's the case. So, crack on. I think that's everything. There's a lot of settings you can change on this, it's easy to miss them. Looking forward to my league race tonight. Oh, I hope I can do it. Should be good. As you can see, practicing away on a different track, completely different game, in different cars. So yeah, doing myself massive favours. I did have a good old practice last night. Oh dear, getting a bit hungry. Don't know what to say sometimes, I'll be honest. Just end up going quiet. Right, let's get this done and then I'll go have some dinner. Oh, I'm starting in pole. Cheated there. Oh, and I've jumped the start. Jumped the start in pole because the rules are off. Why not? I'll end up making a mistake through here anyway. Oh, as you can see. Oh my god. Like a little drift car. Let's go back in the in-car view. I can manage it on a car like this. Oh, I'll have to restart. Right, I'm going to restart and let a few cars go past me as well. Otherwise, this is going to be a very boring race. Oh dear, I seem to have not engaged gear right at the beginning of the race. Oh, you don't have to hit me. I'm letting you all bloody go past. Oh, I've got massive damage now. Typical touring car drivers, you can't trust them. So I'll actually pull away and then pull off to the side a little bit. Hopefully people manage to work out they need to go around me. I've dropped enough positions there to have a bit of fun. Tight as we go through T1.
Lost a few places, but don't worry. Keep pushing hard. Come on.
Oh, I got collected by the back. By the guy at the side of me, hit me from behind. Touched my rear end into there and no chance of getting through.
I hate to tell you this, but there is a major downpour expected in the next few minutes.
Oh, is it now? I didn't know. So it just told us there's a major downpour that's all going to catch us out. I didn't know. I hadn't just set it up or anything. Oh, it's textbook driving there. I always forget how tight that. Right, I'm going to give myself another go. I always forget how tight that first corner is at Knockhill. You've really got to get it right. As soon as you get that line wrong, I'll turn in a little bit slow. I'm not going to let everyone pass actually. I'm going to go through because I'll make enough mistakes to let people pass. I've already been overtaken, and I was trying. Oh, you see them guys jumping over there, and that looked good.
Keep focused, mate. You can do this. You'll make it up later.
Right, so I'm in third place. Let's just try and have a respectful battle with the guys in front and try and keep up with them. Rear end just seems to go through there. Maybe I didn't get hit last time. Maybe it was just me losing the rear end. Seemed to just step out through that chicane. I know it goes light because of the curbs and everything, but still. Anyway, in 5th place now. Let's chase our way up. Getting the brake in a bit late. Seem to get on the brakes early enough, but then they probably didn't brake hard enough. So I'm in anti-lock brake territory from just going around the Nordschleife in that LMP1 car. So I'm going all gentle on the brakes instead of braking like I should be. Right, one more restart. I'm going to change the camera angle. We can't see anything. Is that better? No, just go. Good old bonnet cam. Not the most entertaining to watch, but bloody easiest to use, in my opinion. Got to have a bit of a sixth sense about you though, to know where everyone is, because you've only got a tiny little rear view mirror to see anything. Right, let's have a good race now. Set these curves right and figure this out as we go through here. So slow, but at least I didn't lose the back end and drift my way through. I'm just braking that little bit too late in car view, I don't know why.
Hate to tell you this, but there is a major downpour expected in the next few minutes.
Nice one. What a slow, clumsy corner that last corner is. Even if you get it right, it still feels terrible. Oh, we're on 2 wheels. Oh no! We're on 2 wheels and then it bit at the back and the back grabbed and got loads of grip to spin me round. Oh, all the weight transfer went to the tyre that had no steering to it or anything and just took me off and spun me. It's all about the weight transfer around this track. It goes so light over a lot of the corners because they're all over like little bit of crests. Same here, as you actually hit the apex, you're going over a crest that just spits you out wide to the left hand side. As the steering goes light and you get a bit of understeer. We're trying to get it broke into that a bit nicer, but again it felt really clumsy and horrible. I've got 13 laps, I'm in last place at the moment, but I've already ruined my own race and restarted about 10 times, so I need to get this first corner right. Jesus Christ, that was sideways, especially in the front wheel drive car. All you can do to correct your sideways action is plant your foot and hope for the best. Try and counter steer it with your foot down and go down a gear or two if you get a chance to grab the gears. Don't go too wide. Ooh, that was close.
That's your best split time in sector 2 so far.
Keep braking too late into here and I've done it again. But let's get a good run. Foot down earlier. I'm in third. I should have been in second. That was my own fault. I only realised halfway through the corner. It's starting to rain. I didn't know that were coming. So everyone will start slipping and sliding even more so on this track than we usually do. Oh god, it's already affecting the track. There's the rain even though it's only just started. So the track's already wet. So it's instantly wet. Oh, into the back of him as he went slow into there. All over the place to correct it. I love Knockhill, I don't know why, it's not the easiest to track, so it's quite frustrating at times, but oh, look at everyone going so slowly, now it's raining. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you guys? Try and keep up the pace even though it's raining early on the brakes, because you're going to lock up a lot easier. Oh, just dived down the inside of that yellow car, whatever it is, and took the position off him. He didn't know it was coming.
Let him feel your presence.
So they're all going to go change the tyres. I'm just going to try and man it out on the slicks. Guys in front are doing the same. Nice and early on the brakes. Roll it into there now. Still get too much understeer that I go off, even though I feel like I'm going about 2 miles an hour. Okay, might have been a good idea to change the tyres actually. This is hard. All of a sudden I've got no grip whatsoever. I'm gaining on the guys in front because they've got even less. Oh, can hear the wheel spin as I just put my foot down in second there. No traction at all in the wet. And again, understeer, no traction again as I get my foot down coming out of the corner. Puddles forming now, so aquaplaning a little bit. Just roll it into these corners. Tap him on the inside. On the outside, sorry, as I go down the inside. So I'm going to go for, no I'm not, because I didn't even set up the pit stop. I forgot about that, you need to set up your pit stops in this. So no, I won't go for a pit stop because I haven't got it all set up. I was just about to follow him in and they'd probably come out with the same tyres on and everything. Look at the sideways rain now, so dawdling round here and still having moments of oversteer in a front wheel drive AMG 45 touring car. Oh whee! It's good fun actually. Oh no! It's good fun but it's difficult. Really does simulate the rain quite well in project cars too. Look at the understeer I'm getting. I'm going so slowly into that corner, but because I'm on slicks I've just got no grip at all, so it simulates it really quite well. And then going over those puddles there, aquaplaning to the back end all over the place. I've got no steering at all, and here come the guys behind me on the wet tyres, no doubt, catching me up. Oh my god, I'm not surprised when you see the speed. How fast was that? About 20 miles an hour through there. So again, I'm just waiting. I've got a feeling, a strange feeling, this thunderstorm is going to end soon and it might brighten up. So I'm just going to wait for that and hopefully I can carry on going around without going off too many times. First corner is obviously inevitable. We visit the AstroTurf and then the rest of it I can just about manage to look at my tyre temperature as well. The bottom right, completely blue, I can't do anything about it. I can get no speed or traction to actually get any friction to warm them up. That's probably the best I can do, wheel spin, but then I'm all over the place for control. So hopefully everyone else is not making up too much time on their wet tyres, and if they do they'll probably want a pit stop before the end of the race if it dries up. Oh my god, aquaplaning again, there's too many big puddles on that section to get through it. I almost need to drive around, see a big puddle forming on the inside of the corner there, so we'll go around that. And then slowly, very slowly, 30 miles an hour as we leave there in third gear to get some traction. Slowly head down the straight for what's going to be lap number 8 of 12, 13. Let's get through this first corner without understeer. Come on, come on. Yes, look at that for a line. We're going 66 miles an hour. Oh, run it fast into there. Oh, way too fast. What were I thinking? The speed I went into there at. Oh, it's unbelievable. So I've got to avoid the puddles and just try and keep it on track pretty much. Big puddle, big puddle, big puddle on the exit, get to the inside and then put my foot back down, yeah. Got the big puddle forming on the inside here on this corner. Where's it gone? It seems to have disappeared. Maybe it won't. Avoid the puddle so the track seems a little bit clearer. Actually get some speed up, which isn't a good thing because I have to get the braking done into this one. So this is the one with the big puddle on the inside. We'll avoid it altogether, go wide. So the racing line actually changes on project cars as well because of these puddles that form and stuff. It's a really good game for that aspect. For these details that they're built in. It actually kind of works quite well as well. So, oh look at that, just as I predicted, the rain looks to be stopping and the sun looks to be coming out. towards the end of the race. I don't know, I have these, what's the technical words, meteorological skills or something, weather reading skills basically I'm trying to get at. It's weird that when you set it up you got a feeling that you know what's coming. Oh, the guy behind just didn't go past me because I'm a weaving madman. Look at the pace. This is a really exciting race now. It's become more of a race of how do I avoid the puddles than actually keeping any speed. But I am in first place still, and it's drying out, and I'm still on the slick tyres, so hopefully still got to avoid the puddles for the time being whilst it dries out. But hopefully I still keep the position. So this guy, I'll end up pitting in a few laps time I think, unless it doesn't dry up that quickly. And I've still got a decent run on him with the slicks anyway. Oh, bit naughty. I couldn't get it stopped, and if I did I'd have locked up. So I just had to run into the side of him a little bit and use him as a bit of a brake for me. So they're all catching me up now, they're all over my rear. Oh, the wets. They've got the advantage now, definitely, as it dries up. So I'm still struggling with wet conditions, and now their wet tyres are just getting faster and faster until it gets dry, that is, and then their tyres will start overheating, and hopefully mine will start warming up again. But I think I'm running out of time. Oh my god, the aquaplaning just through those puddles, just can't control it. So let's actually go through this big puddle, see what happens. Oh, not too bad actually. Cools down the tyres again though, if nothing else. So dry line forming now, so let's try and stick on the dry line most importantly, and actually try and get a decent lap in on the slicks now whilst they're all still on the wets. So got to try and get this first corner right, don't run it too wide, which I've done. Got all messy on the wet patches again, and then we get loads of understeer because I'm turning in on the wet bit as well. So that was terrible through the first corner. I don't think I've gone through it right once yet. Hitting the puddle there halfway through the chicane. Oh no, just caught me and gave me loads of oversteer. Well, turned my front wheels the wrong way really, more than oversteer I suppose. Missed the puddles. Becomes a different race altogether when you've had the weather. So hopefully people are thinking about pitting now as it dries up, and I can just do my really bad laps and still get a decent position. But there's only 2 laps left, so they'll probably just man it out on wet tyres now actually. So if I'm going to do anything, I need to push on the softs and actually get it done, rather than hoping that they're all going to pit again in front of me. Let's get through here clean for a lap. Still massive moment of oversteer. Don't forget I'm in a bloody front wheel drive AMG 45 touring car here, hatchback. Puddle, miss it, no. Oh, this is tricky. So I thought I was being clever setting up the weather, but then completely forgot about having to set pit stops up. So I've had to suffer this slick tyres all the way through it. Is it going to pay me back in the end? Am I going to get one position from the back and overtake the guy in front of me? Because I don't think I'm going to get much more than that. And that's a bit of an ask as well really. So here we go, let's try and get a decent lap in. It's the driest it's going to get. We actually got through the corner. Still slippy through this little bit, which is all the difference. Just means I can't push into that corner, and then I lose all the time up here. And then these corners are still bad as well, so then I lose the time on the wet patches through here. I can't get any traction, and that's it. I can't make it work and get back up there. So it goes to show. I thought I'd end up winning out on sticking on the slick tyres, but it goes to show the wet tyres work quite well, after the rain's dried up, as well as obviously during the rain. Still an enjoyable race though. I always enjoy visiting Knock Hill, and that was good. So anyway, I'm pretty much going to leave it at that for today for streaming, and thank you very much if you've watched. Just head into the first corner again, hit the curb, go on two wheels, or jump it all together in fact, drift our way through, crash, and leave it there. So thank you very much for watching if you have done. I've been ADG. Check out other videos on my YouTube if you're interested. And yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already and you've enjoyed this. Stick with me and give us a like if you've enjoyed this. Again, just say it again, thank you very much for watching. I've been ADG, and I'll see you again soon. Take care and look after yourselves.